our last video for the lovely full moon channeled guidance messages. So the global tower moments, it's all going to be good. Everything that comes, it actually is to improve our system, improve on a global scale, although the 4D collective thinks that they have to be fighting and battling spiritual warfare stuff. So the 4D collective are people who are on a mission as a codependent type person and or bonding and or certainty. These are all just different ways a person doesn't know the purpose of being alive is to actually fulfill human 101. So they don't learn to use their left and right mode because they don't tend to their emotional body. The minute that hurt people, as Patrick Tiahan has pointed out, they can do the work. The minute somebody is being in a passive aggressive and or charged states, they can notice it. I was a teenager, anybody of you were and or are, and you know what I've noticed is people do know when their emotional body's disconnected. They know when they're charged, they know when they're manipulating, and they know when they're doing it for their own reasons. And the part about being aware of the psychoeducation versus the whole devil, evil, demons, energy vampires, dark auras, and all that the 4D collective does when people are talking about, oh, your spirituality process, and they're only using that word or those words. Okay, so here's the deal. As I have used this example before, I saw this one 4D collective person who uses a call to action type thing. I'm a marketer. I know how people work, and I've always chosen to not do things in a certain way because that's how we don't educate and we don't empower. So I'd rather be a boring person than somebody who is going to use a sentence, a specific verbiage, and attract eyes, because I don't need to attract eyes. See, eyes, they say goodbye, like the Rumi quote goes, because see, love, when it's here, it ain't your actual body. No. You're attracted by the little shiny objects. Guess who's attracted by shiny objects? It's the same people who don't have the shiny object in here. So I have always been a person who loves consistency, and my consistency is that you can be yourself with your own heart. And now I know how to explain it, and I know a lot of different ways that people will be able to project their low self-esteem, passive aggressive, indirect communication, as well as their projection, and that's because it's happened. So when unconsciously loving, compassionate Zen masters, 5D actual people say things how it is, you know what happens when you tell somebody we're all equal, we're all the same, we all have ego. I began doing it as a kid. I just realized nobody apparently knew that they were just some random human being like anybody else. And I'm an adult at 43 years old, and I'm still humored by whenever somebody, because the part about action speaks louder than words. Action is only taken by those who have secure attachment in their body. Consistent action is action. If you're doing a ziggy-zaggy, you ain't consistent. And unfortunately, the ones who talk about their success with the whole you have to go through human suffering, they don't know it's not the only way, actually. As Sadhguru points out again, human suffering is a mental construct. However, people do live it. Because, see, this is where I was trying to explain. Your attachment system is in your own brain. It's your body. So when you're securely attached within you, this is where I have healthy self-worth without even needing to know about Terry Reel's little, explanation. But I love that I've never picked myself up or put myself down because I'm an imperfect, flawed human being. And I've always personally unconditionally loved who I have been. This is because of many things. My household and my drivers. And so your body and your embodied brain are the reasons why you can find out your purpose. And that would be where you begin with your family. The family is the first group, as Patrick Tiahan points out when he is sharing about relational trauma requires relational healing. And he says his mentor, Amanda Curtin, says our first group is our family. And he says, let that sink in. So anybody who loves their family knows of their dynamic. Anybody who has secure attachment will not find, oh, I'm so offended by my family here. You don't feel that there's a longing of disconnect on an emotional level. It's not here. It's if you think something's broken, that's because you feel that something's broken. And this is the part that people will ignore. So when 4D talks about their third eye being blocked, I got plenty of 4D friends because of being witches way back when. I'm like, how to explain to them that it's introspection that they're supposed to be doing with their clairs while they're manifesting, projecting whatever insecurity, and they actually have no idea that they're please appeaser or collapse submit or a basically attached cry, or that they have insecure attachment of the disconnected or the avoidant or the ambivalent. Like there's just so many different ways, humanly speaking. It's not about you blocking your spirituality process, because if you're in fight flight, to get out of that fight flight, to get out of attached cry, to get out of collapse submit, to get out of your infant's 3-year-old implicit memory, your body's way of protecting you, that requires your attention to what you're bringing into a relationship on a body level. But that would only be something possible if you were bothering to pay attention to, why would I feel uncomfortable with emotions? Which is a question I see most people not posing. From the ones with trauma and attachment wounds to the ones who just have their charge states. You know what I see? I see teenagers. Life is suffering. The relationship, no, it's hard. You know, as a teenager, and they'd be like, I deserve love. Why are all these boys or these girls? I'm like, everybody does. At a certain point, I was like, everybody deserves love. You should stop saying that. That's not nice. No, but you know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean. Everybody deserves love. Why would you not have somebody? You're just not a match. The whole part about relationships, twin flames, this saga, whenever I've said to people, you're not under their control. You own your own brain. You own this right here. This is yours. It's because they don't understand that this is yours is including a nervous system that has a pattern that only you can figure out. And here's why, as Patrick Tiahan points out, good therapists, not just Reiki or holistic. It's you learning about being a human 101. That is going to get you to feel fulfilled, because your attachment system, like mine, and like every human being on the face of this planet, wants to be seen so that your body can feel soothed. This is your nervous system can be, oh, wow, here, I'm going to do, this is a resource that actually activates your ventral vagal nervous system. I learned it from one of my courses. I have used it before because I do have my lovely little panic attacks, although hopefully they're done. But my point is, there's plenty of ways that people can work to resource themselves, and the community that thinks their spiritual processes talks about blocking your spiritual growth. You're a person. You're a human baby, and then we have the stars, and here's where I bring that part. All the people who want to bring only the spirituality, I add to that. Yes, you're spiritual. You're also a human. You bring it all together. It is actually very straightforward. For people who don't need to feel special. The ones who need to feel special, this is the moment that they project their low self-esteem, their indirect communication, their passive aggressiveness, and their defense mechanism of the adaptive child that gets rigid. The chaotic won't be chaotic. It'll be inaction. It'll be drugs, sex, alcohol, food, inner critic, outer critic. It will be a lot of things. And when it's projection, it's not a big deal. That's why Patrick Tiahan uses the word weaponizing words. I was a teenager. You can't weaponize a word. It's not a weapon. It's your mouth speaking to me. And my heart is in my body. So my brain is actually what calibrates it. So your mouth, again, means nothing to my body. It's air. You're really wasting air like I'm wasting it right now. This is not in a superior, inferior. This is in a heart that says, pure consciousness, unconditionally loving. I have flaws and imperfections and an ego. It seems like you have yours too, but you don't seem to know how to admit it. Okay, it's your life, not mine. I'm not going to do anything about it, which is why we also learn the right silence. So 5D mystics, we do the right silence because we build only those relational, integral relationships. We're mindful and we care to have fun. So we share joy with our loved ones. We're able to say shit, fuck you, and be happy and really just be secure. When we find ourselves with helplessness, we feel sorry and sad, but we will not take that projection, because a lot of people, again, they will begin to project, no, you have to take my side, not side, because they want you to bond. So the minute you're not enmeshing, and it's actually a very uncomfortable feeling. Daniel Siegel describes, I was like, okay, that's what it was as a teenager. So an independent person is a differentiated self. That's my 5D collective. So our emotional body, mental body, and physical body, we get to tend to it with the educational information out there, thank you, and with our safe relationships that we can have laughs with. The 4D collective, 3D, they're going to do their bit. The mental health professionals, they're all out there sharing the good information. So luckily for us, we are on a roll for Heaven in the Body. Ad Sadhguru, who is also creating a conscious planet, and spirituality guru who he is, And then, the middle, the spiritual. So we all come together again. Tune in for more and have a great day.